Imagine standing at the top of your career, admired, respected, adored by millions. Every laugh, every line, every moment perfectly captured for the world to see. But somewhere between the lights and the applause, a quiet question begins to whisper inside you. What if success isn't everything? What if, after all the fame, you realize that the greatest role you've ever played is simply being loved? Tonight, we dive into the heartfelt, funny, and deeply human story of Kelly Ripa, a woman who walked away from the world's spotlight not because the applause faded, but because love called louder. Kelly Ripa, the name that's been synonymous with morning laughter, quick wit, and endless charm. From her breakthrough on All My Children to decades ruling daytime television, she became America's morning companion. Her radiant smile, her quick comebacks, her effortless humor. Millions tuned in every day just to feel like they were having coffee with a friend. But behind that effortless brilliance, something more personal was brewing. A longing, a question, a quiet ache. What is the cost of success? Every celebrity has their story, but Kelly's isn't about scandal or fame gone wrong. It's about love, the kind that makes you laugh, drives you crazy, and teaches you that sometimes walking away from the world means walking closer to your heart. And at the center of that story stands one man, Mark Consuelos. The chemistry between Kelly and Mark was instant. Sparks flew the very first day they met on the set of All My Children back in the 90s. Two young actors pretending to fall in love for the cameras, only to discover that the script had already come true. Their romance wasn't the kind Hollywood was used to. No paparazzi, no diamond-studded wedding on a magazine cover. Just two people who looked at each other and said, "Why wait?" So one spontaneous trip to Vegas later, they became husband and wife. No entourage, no press, just love, laughter, and a wild sense of adventure. Through the years, Kelly rose to daytime superstardom. She became a fixture in American homes, that familiar voice over breakfast, the laughter that made the mornings a little brighter. And through it all, Mark was there, her rock, her cheerleader, her soft place to fall after the cameras stopped rolling. But fame, as dazzling as it is, comes with its shadows. Kelly spent countless mornings on set before the sun rose, rehearsing, performing, smiling. While the world saw a perfectly composed talk show host, behind the scenes there were missed family dinners, forgotten school events, and those small, precious moments that make up the rhythm of real life. Her success, though dazzling, came at a cost. There were nights when she returned home exhausted and mornings when her laughter felt rehearsed. And then life gave her a moment she couldn't ignore. Mark faced a health scare. Not something widely reported, not a headline-grabbing crisis, but a moment that cracked her world open. Suddenly, the cameras, the applause, the celebrity parties, none of it mattered, because the thought of losing him was unbearable. When she came home that night, Mark was sitting quietly. They'd gone months without a real conversation about the future. And then he asked her one simple, beautiful question. What if you could relive one show, one moment, one event? Which would it be? She couldn't answer, because what she wanted to relive wasn't on TV. It was at home. Dinner with her kids, a walk in the park, laughing with Mark on the couch with no audience, no script, no deadline. And that's when she knew. The next morning, Kelly walked onto the live set just like always. The cameras rolled, the audience cheered, and she began her monologue. But this time, her smile trembled. Her laughter faltered. She took a deep breath and said the words that would stop the room cold. She thanked her co-hosts. She thanked the viewers who had welcomed her into their homes for decades. And then she said softly, "My greatest role will never be played on this stage. It's at home, as Mark's wife and as the mother of our children. The studio fell silent. There were tears, not just from her, but from everyone watching. It was the kind of silence that only comes when the truth hits home. Kelly Ripa, the woman who made millions laugh every morning, was saying goodbye. Social media lit up instantly. Some praised her courage, calling her choice beautiful and selfless. Others were heartbroken, struggling to imagine mornings without her voice and laughter. But Kelly didn't waver. She knew this was the right moment to reclaim her life, her time, and her love. The next day, for the first time in decades, she woke up with no call time, no makeup chair, no script waiting on her desk, just sunlight streaming through the window and the steady sound of Mark's breathing beside her. For once, she didn't need to perform. She just needed to be. And in that quiet, she rediscovered the woman behind the name, not the celebrity, not the host, but Kelly, a wife, a mother, a woman brave enough to choose real life over the illusion of it. Kelly and Mark's love story has always been one of humor and resilience. They've weathered rumors, distance, and the constant microscope of fame, and yet through it all, they've kept what truly matters: laughter. Because love, as Kelly once joked, isn't about agreeing on everything. It's about arguing with someone who still makes you laugh after. Their marriage has never been about perfection. It's been about partnership. Two people growing, evolving, and sometimes failing, but always finding their way back to each other. Kelly's farewell wasn't just an ending, it was a declaration that love isn't found in the spotlight. It's found in the quiet moments that no one sees, in the shared looks across a crowded room, in the inside jokes, the hand squeezes, the mornings spent together without makeup or microphones. And maybe that's why her story resonates so deeply, because we've all been there, standing at the crossroads of success and happiness, wondering which one truly fills us. Kelly chose happiness. She chose love. She chose to write her next chapter, not for ratings, but for herself. Fans continued to flood social media with tributes, gratitude, and memories. Messages calling her brave, real, inspirational. Some say she helped them laugh through hard times. Others admit they can't imagine mornings without her. But perhaps the most touching thing about this chapter isn't the farewell. It's the lesson. Kelly's story reminds us that success is wonderful, but love is irreplaceable. You can always earn another award, but you can't recreate a moment with the people who make your life meaningful. So, as she and Mark step into this new chapter, traveling, laughing, maybe arguing over whose turn it is to make coffee, we're reminded that the greatest love stories aren't written in scripts or captured on screen. They're lived. Every day. Kelly Ripa may have walked away from the camera, but she's walking into something far more beautiful. A life defined not by fame, but by devotion, laughter, and the kind of love that outlasts every headline. And maybe, just maybe, that's the kind of ending we all secretly hope for.